Chapter 13 Consumer Choice and Demand. 13.1 Consumption Possibilities. This chapter covers the meaning of the budget line, a change in the budget line, effects of change in prices on budget line, prices and the slope of the budget line. We begin this chapter by studying about the limits to what a person can afford to buy or his consumption choices. Consumption choices are limited by income and prices. We summarize these influences on buying plans in a budget line. The budget line. A budget line describes the limits to consumption possibilities and depends on the consumer's budget and the price of goods and services. In the example, we will study the buying plans of a student by name Tina. Tina has already committed most of her income to renting an apartment, buying textbooks, paying her campus meal plan, and saving a few dollars each month. Having made these decisions, Tina has remaining budget of $4 a day, which she spends on two goods, bottled water and chewing gum. The price of water is $1 a bottle, and the price of the gum is 50 cents a pack. If Tina spends all of her available budget, she reaches the limit of her consumption of bottled water and gum. Figure illustrates Tina's budget line. Rows A through E in the table shows 5 possible ways of spending $4 on these two goods. If Tina spends all of her $4 on gum, she can buy 8 packs a day. In this case, she has nothing available to spend on bottled water. Row A shows this possibility. At the other extreme, if Tina spends her entire $4 on bottled water, she can buy 4 bottles a day and no gum. Row E shows this possibility. Rows B, C, and D show 3 other possible combinations that Tina can afford. Points A through E in figure graphs the possibilities in the table. The line passing through these points is Tina's budget line, which marks the boundary between what she can and cannot afford. She can afford any combination on the budget line inside it, in the orange area. She cannot afford any combination outside the budget line, in the white area. The budget line in the figure is similar to the production possibilities frontier or PPF. Both curves show a limit to what is feasible. The PPF is a technological limit, so it changes when technology changes. The budget line depends on the consumer's budget and on prices, so it changes when the budget or prices change. A change in the budget. Figure shows the effect of a change in Tina's budget on her consumption possibilities. So when Tina's budget increases, her consumption possibilities expand and her budget line shifts outward. When her budget decreases, her consumption possibilities shrink and her budget line shifts inwards. On the initial budget line, Tina's budget is $4. On a day Tina loses her wallet with $2 in it, she has only $2 to spend it. Her new budget line in figure shows how much she can consume with the budget of $2. She can buy any of the combinations on the $2 budget line. On a day when Tina sells an old DVD for $2, she has $6 available and her budget line shifts rightward. She can now buy any of the combinations on the $6 budget line. Changes in prices. If the price of one good rises when the price of the other good and the budget remain the same, the consumption possibilities shrink. If the price of one good falls and the price of the other good and the budget remain the same, consumption possibilities expand. To see these changes in consumption possibilities, let's see what happens to Tina's budget line. The price of the bottle of water changes. A fall in the price of water. Figure shows the effect on Tina's budget line of a fall in the price of a bottle of water from $1 to 50 cents when the price of gum and her budget remain unchanged. If Tina spends all of her budget on bottled water, she can now afford 8 bottles a day. Her consumption possibilities have expanded. Because the price of gum is unchanged, if she spends all her budget on gum, she can still afford only 8 packs of gum a day. Her budget line has rotated outward. A rise in the price of water. Figure shows the effect on Tina's budget line of a rise in the price of a bottle of water from $1 to $2 when the price of gum and her budget remains unchanged. If Tina spends all of her budget on bottled water, she can now afford only 2 bottles a day. Tina's consumption possibilities have shrunk, so Because the price of gum is unchanged, if Tina spends all her budget on gum, she can still afford only 8 packs of gum a day. Her budget line has rotated inward. Prices and the slope of the budget line. Notice that when the price of bottled water changes and the price of gum remains unchanged, the slope of the budget line changes. In the previous figure, when the price of a bottle of water rises, the budget line becomes steeper. When price of a bottle of water falls, the budget line becomes less steep. Recall that slope equals rise over run. This rise is an increase in the quantity of gum and the run is a decrease in the quantity of bottled water. The slope of budget line is negative, which means that there is a trade-off between the two goods. Along the budget line, consuming more of one good implies consuming less of other good. The slope of the budget line is an opportunity cost. It tells us what the consumer must give up to get one more unit of a good. Let's calculate the slopes of the three budget lines in the previous two figures. When the price of water is $1 a bottle, the slope of the budget line is 8 packs of gum divided by 4 bottles of water, which equals 2 packs of gum per bottle. When the price of water is 50 cents a bottle, the slope of the budget line is 8 packs of gum divided by 8 bottles of water, which equals 1 pack of gum per bottle. When the price of water is $2 a bottle, the slope of the budget line is 8 packs of gum divided by 2 bottles of water, which equals 4 packs of gum per bottle. Opportunity cost is a relative price. Think about what these slopes mean as opportunity costs. When the price of water is $1 a bottle and the price of gum is 50 cents a pack, it costs 2 packs of gum to buy a bottle of water. When the price of water is 50 cents a bottle and the price of gum is 50 cents a pack, it costs 1 pack of gum to buy a bottle of water. When the price of water is $2 a bottle and the price of gum is 50 cents a pack, it costs 4 packs of gum to buy a bottle of water. Another name for an opportunity cost is a relative price. A relative price is the price of one good in terms of another good. If the price of gum is 50 cents a pack and price of water is $1 a bottle, the relative price of water is 2 packs of gum per bottle. It is calculated as the price of water divided by the price of gum. It is $1 a bottle or 50 cents of pack, which is 2 packs per bottle. When the price of the good plotted on the x-axis falls, other things remaining the same, the budget line becomes less steep. The opportunity cost relative price of the good on the x-axis falls. The change in relative prices change consumption possibilities and changes people's choices. Lower relative prices provide an incentive to buy greater quantities. Higher relative prices provide an incentive to find substitutes and buy smaller quantities.